In Lagos, some perfumes don't just smell sweet. They kill. And when Amora's life began to sparkle like gold, no one, not even she, knew the price she was about to pay. In the bustling streets of Lagos, under the scorching afternoon sun, a young girl named Amora moved from one corner to another, hawking bottles of cold mineral. Her clothes, torn, faded, barely holding together. Her slippers, worn to the bone. All day, she walked from street to street, shouting, "Buy your cold mineral." Sweating under the scorching heat, and by evening, the only reward for her suffering was 1,000 naira, barely enough for food. She looked at the sky and sighed deeply. Is this how I will keep living? Is this my destiny? That evening, hunger twisted in her belly. She couldn't afford even a plate of rice. Desperation pushed her to the back of a local restaurant, digging through the dustbin for leftover food. Rats scurried past her feet, but she ignored them. In her world, shame was a luxury. Survival came first. But on a hot afternoon, as she hawked along the road, something happened, something that would change her life forever. A sleek black car slowed down beside her. The tinted glass rolled down. From inside, a voice called her name. Amora. She froze. That voice, it was Chioma, her best friend from university. The same Chioma who, not too long ago, was as poor as she was. Who they both drank Gary together, now sitting in fancy luxury car, with golden earrings glittering in the sun. Amora's eyes filled with tears, as she dropped her tray of drinks and ran to the car. Oh. Chioma. How? When? Please, please help me. I want to be like you. I'm tired. I'm tired of living this miserable life. I sleep on the streets. I am willing to do anything. Chioma smiled, a slow, knowing smile. Don't worry. I will help you. Get in, and I will change your life forever. They drove into a massive estate. When Amora stepped into Chioma's mansion, her jaw nearly hit the marble floor. Marble tiles shone like glass. Chandeliers sparkled over her head. Expensive perfumes filled the air. And outside, chains of expensive cars lined the driveway, each one finer than the last. Oh. Chioma. This can't be your house. Amora gasped. Chioma laughed. Calm down, my dear. Soon, you too will live like this. It's not hard, you just have to know how to package yourself. Don't worry, I'll show you the way. They caught up over wine, but soon Chioma leaned closer, her voice dropping. There's a man you must meet. He will give you something special. Just follow whatever instructions he gives you, and your life will change forever. What Amoka didn't know was that the man was no ordinary man. That night, an old black jeep pulled up. The driver, a tall, dark old man with piercing red eyes. His smile sent shivers down her spine. The man stepped out. He looked at Amora for a long moment, and then, in a voice that seemed to echo from far away, he said, "Get in, we have a deal to make." Amora's heart pounded, but she thought only of wealth, not danger. So she went with him. Immediately she entered the car, everything went blank. And so, the journey began. But what Amora didn't know was that she was stepping into a world where every gift comes with a price, and some prices are paid in blood. When Amora opened her eyes the next morning, she was not in Chioma's mansion. She lay in a strange hotel room. The sheets smelled faintly of incense, and something else she couldn't place. On the bed beside her was no money, no gold, no treasure. Only a small bottle of perfume, and a bright red lipstick. And a note. Use this to attract men. Whatever you want, will be yours. Amora's heart sank. Anger burned in her chest. Is this a joke? I was expecting money. Is this what I suffered for? She muttered. But curiosity got the better of her. That afternoon, she opened the perfume. One spray, and the air changed. It was as if the scent whispered promises of power and desire. She painted her lips with the red lipstick, and her reflection seemed to glow. When she stepped outside, the world noticed. Heads turned. Men stopped in their tracks. One young man ran to open her door. Another offered to carry her bag. And then, a wealthy man in a shining SUV stepped forward and said, "Ask whatever you want, even half my wealth will be yours." By nightfall, she returned home with gifts and cash stuffed into her bag. From that day, her life transformed. Every man wanted her. Every girl envied her. Gifts poured in daily: cash, gold, designer clothes, even cars. She called Chioma in tears, "You changed my life. I'm forever grateful." She was just getting used to this new life. Every big girl wanted to be her friend. Men. They couldn't resist her. Just the way she liked it. The life she had always dreamed of, finally hers. Designer clothes. Imported cars. She moved into a luxury apartment. Private dinners under chandeliers. Every day, gifts piled up at her doorstep. Amora didn't just live, she floated above the rest of us. Young girls in the neighborhood whispered, "I wish this could be me." Others narrowed their eyes, wondering where all this sudden wealth came from. But no one dared to ask. After all, who questions a queen? But unknown to Amora, her trouble was only beginning. But as the months passed, something began to change. At night, she started to hear voices calling her name. Amara. Amara. Shadows moved across her bedroom wall, even when the lights were on. She even called Chioma, her best friend, and poured her heart out. But Chioma's voice was always calm. "Relax, Amara. It's all in your head." One evening, Amara stood before her mirror, admiring the empire she had built. Diamonds on her wrist, silk on her skin. She smiled, but her smile froze. From the shadows of her room, something moved. A tall, dark figure stepped forward, his eyes glowing red like burning coals. The air turned heavy, thick with the scent of jasmine and something else. Something rotten. The whispers grew louder. "It's time, Amora." The dark figure stepped closer. And with every breath she took, her chest tightened, her vision blurred. She tried to run toward the door, but her legs betrayed her. "You have taken what's mine. Everything you own," he said. "Now, it's time to pay." The figure's voice rumbled. Shaking, she asked, Who are you?" It laughed. "Did your friend not tell you? You must recruit an innocent girl for me. This is your sacrifice. Fail, and you die in 2 weeks." Before she could scream, the figure vanished, leaving her trembling. She said to herself, "I'm only imagining things. I definitely couldn't have seen or heard anything, it's just my mind playing games with me." She repeated it like a prayer, as if the sound of her own voice could calm her heart. After that strange night, Amara brushed it off, went back to her glittering life, the expensive gifts from faceless admirers, the wealth, the attention. She laughed, she danced, she lived as though the shadows had no claim on her. But every blessing has a price, and Amora's clock was already ticking. A week after the night she saw it, the voices returned, sharper, colder, unshakable. Wherever she went, she could feel a presence breathing down her neck. Things in her home began to move on their own. Doors creaked open. Glasses toppled without a touch. And at night, the screaming began. Loud. Piercing. Endless. Her health withered. Her once radiant skin grew pale, her body frail. She went to several hospitals, but yet every time the doctor smiled and said, "Ma, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly fine." But Amora knew she was anything but fine. One afternoon, she returned from her usual shopping spree, when it struck. A sharp, stabbing pain in her belly. Her legs felt wet. Panic-stricken, she rushed to the bathroom, only to watch, in horror, as maggots poured out of her body. Her scream tore through the air. She fumbled for her phone, calling Chioma over and over, but her friend never answered. It had been 7 days since she saw the dark figure in her room. And now, doubt gnawed at her mind. What if what I saw was real? What if I wasn't imagining things? Desperate. Frustrated. Afraid. Amora did the only thing left. She sought the one person who might understand, a native herbalist. With her body growing weaker, her skin pale, and maggots pouring out from her flesh, Amora stumbled into the hut of a native herbalist. The old man looked at her with piercing eyes and said, "You have eaten from where you should never eat, and you will die if you are not cleansed immediately." Amora's knees buckled. "Oh, Baba, please. Help me. Save me. I'm still a young girl. I'm just 22. I'm not ready to die." She dropped to the floor, trembling, begging for mercy. The herbalist leaned forward, his voice deep and certain. "You were given something. Bring it to me, now, so we can begin the cleansing." Without wasting a second, Amora rushed home, grabbed the cursed perfume and the bright red lipstick, and returned to the shrine. The herbalist began his work, chanting ancient incantations, sprinkling sacred herbs, and drawing symbols around her. The air grew thick, and suddenly, the voices in her head stopped. The maggots vanished. Her body felt light again. Amora jumped up, tears of joy streaming down her face. "Thank you, Baba. Thank you." But the herbalist's tone grew stern. "You are safe, but only if you throw away everything you acquired from this wealth. If you keep anything, the curse will return." Amora ran home and began throwing out her clothes, her jewelry, her bags, everything. But just as she was about to leave the house for good, Chioma's car screeched into the compound. Chioma stormed out, eyes burning with rage. "Oh, Amora. What have you done? You've killed me. I'm going to die. You were supposed to be my sacrifice." Amora froze, her breath catching in her throat. "So, it's true. I was your sacrifice all along. That day you saw me, it wasn't a coincidence, it was a setup." Her voice cracked with pain. "All those times I called you about the strange dreams, you already knew. You wanted me to die, so you could gain more wealth. Chioma, I thought you loved me. How many other girls have you killed for your greed?" Her voice shook with anger. "Leave my sight. Now." Chioma's expression shifted, anger, fear, regret. "I'm sorry. I didn't want this. If I didn't sacrifice you, I would die," she cried. Before Amora could respond, the air grew cold. A shadow filled the doorway. It was the same dark figure. His voice was like thunder. "You have failed to meet the terms, and now you shall die." Chioma fell to her knees, begging for her life. "No. Please, please, give me more time." But her pleas faded into nothing. Before another word could leave her lips, she dropped dead. Amora's breath caught in her throat. Then, she ran. And never looked back. Moral lesson: no matter how hard life becomes, never let desperation push you into darkness. Do not envy the wealth of others. You do not know what sacrifices they have made behind closed doors to get it. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share if you enjoyed this story.